Dave.
Nick.
Have you seen the TaylorMade SIM driver?
I did.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a different video.
I thought
that
was a fairway wood. You got me excited.
No fairway woods.
No fairway
Hybrids for you.
Okay.
We have the new SIM iron. So you have just
got
the
one of them.
SIM2 iron.
Okay, SIM2, got it.
So I first want to ask you a bunch of questions about this, but I guess I got to talk about the cool stuff on that one. You notice how the badge in the back looks more like, almost like a blade iron?
It does.
Doesn't have the same hollow cavity in there.
Yep.
That's one of the coolest things I think about this, even though it's crazy. So first, it looks really nice in a golf bag. All those irons will look like you know what you're doing, but what they've done also is made the sound different in those. So
okay.
A lot of my problem with like a SIM2 iron, it's a super forgiving iron, but generally the bigger they start getting, the more forgiving they start getting, the different unique kind of sound you hear from them. Very hollow,
yep.
Not really as solid of a feel as, say, a forged iron is. This has really done a nice job of blending the two. So I think that looks really cool, and I think you're going to be impressed with the feel.
Okay.
Then in the tech as well, you've got the inverted cone technology that they've been using for a long time. That really just helps with ball speed all over the face and some forgiveness. But the bottom of the club as well, you've still got the same old polymer that they've been putting in that really helps the flex, or the face flex.
Yep.
So you get some fast ball speeds, and that's what really all these new irons are all about. They're being built like drivers now, and that SIM2 is no different. So you've got some awesome ball speeds. These do have weaker lofts than the Max OS that we're going to look at here in a second, but I put that down in, honestly, I always play probably some weirder clubs than what most people look at. I use the M5 irons. I would use these next year as a replacement for that, the SIM2 iron. So this is made to go far, but it doesn't have the look of some of the bigger, clunkier, more offset irons. This looks pretty traditional relative to what you're really getting, which is a rocket launcher of an iron.
Yeah, if anybody that's watches any of our other videos, they know that I like the traditional look in an iron.
Yeah.
And first thing I do when I set this down, compared to a normal iron that I play, the top line's a tiny bit thicker, but it's not gigantic, right? It does look good.
They did a nice job of shaping that so it doesn't look so big.
A lot of these irons that you set down, you can see the back side. You were talking about that cavity, and I hate that. And you cannot see that in this one. This one looks really, really good. So
now we're only hitting the 7 iron, so I can't say that'll be the case with a 4 iron, but at that point, you almost want to be able to see the bottom of the sole of the club sticking out on this side when you're viewing down on it, because you need that width of the sole to launch these up into the air.
But looks good. I like it so far.
So the MOI that we measured on these is almost 2,900, which is super forgiving. I mean, that's right up there with some of the most forgiving. And to have a club that's going to feel and sound more traditional with that level of MOI, it's pretty unheard of. So I'm super impressed by these. I've only hit a couple shots, so I don't want to spoil all the fun here with you on these.
Well, this is literally my first one. Sometimes we lie on these videos, and I've actually hit it a couple times.
Well,
I haven't hit this one yet.
You lie. I stand over here and tell the truth.
I just do what producer Sabrina tells me to say. So
she's got a lot. Those are our company values of integrity, Dave.
Let's see what this does.
All right. Nice. So I have you put here at 185, which is what you told me you normally hit your 7 iron. I want to see where that one lands.
It's not going to get a whole lot better than that. It landed at about 190.
193, went 195. You've hit that a little bit over the green. You might have a 30-footer from the French. That was awesome. The launch on that's going to be really good.
We're done here.
You're all set.
That's as good as that one's going to get. No, that felt really good.
Yeah, the launch at 19, almost 5,000 RPMs of backspin. The descent angle, which is a really big one for trying to land these on the green, you want to have that at least 45. So 49 degrees, that's coming down plenty soft.
And you were right, the sound is not what this type of golf club normally does, right?
Yeah.
It didn't sound like a hybrid like some of them
They
can.
sound hollow in the past. You've swung them, and because of the way the cavity is designed, all these parts can catch a little bit of air and they whistle.
Yep.
I hated that.
Nope, that one felt great.
Okay.
And I'm literally not hitting it again after a shot.
You're not?
Like
You're done? Okay. Well, then let me grab my trusty wrench here. And now I want to give you the Max OS. So this one is even more forgiving. This one is at 2,900 on the MOI scale.
Okay. So close your eyes, swing harder.
A little wider sole, so they should launch higher.
Okay.
To combat that, the lofts are stronger, which is, as we've covered in several videos in the past, that is not a bad thing to have really strong lofts. Make sure I'm putting the OS on there. It's got less of the badge, the cap back badge on it, but it still doesn't look like you've totally ground this down to nothing, and on the back is just this one bar. It's still pretty good. These I would expect, though, to sound a little louder. Okay. They're really made to be maximum distance clubs and super forgiving.
Yep, it's definitely a little bigger head, a little bigger top line. The back is just starting to peak.
This is what you start
sole's
thinking
just
of
starting to
when-
peak.
If you want a super forgiving iron that goes far, like a lot of our students come in and they have this massive spin loft problem, which is the start of slicing and hitting shots really high with a lot of backspin.
Yep.
This would be an awesome club to combat that problem.
Yep.
So high spinny shots, this is one of them that you need to try. You want more distance out of your irons, this is one you want to try.
I mean, I think I swung harder that because looking at that club, it just feels like you can swing harder. There's just a lot more there.
Same shaft, so that's
So-
just you, but let's see where that one went. So that one's over 200 yards. It draws more. It's
Yeah.
more draw bias.
And
There's
it's-
definitely more offset.
I notice it's a tiny bit more upright too than that last one, so I'll try to hit. I will hit this one again.
Okay.
Try to hit this one a little straighter.
It's really long though. I think those launches are still pretty good. A little bit higher launch. Your descent angle was exactly the same as
Exactly
it was
the
with the SIM2.
Oh, I towed it. That was bad. That was me.
That was pretty bad.
That was me. I was actually
So-
thinking about my putter fitting I had earlier.
Did that hit
to be
the
honest with you.
shiny part, or did you catch any of the grooves on
It
that
hit, no,
one?
yeah, it hit metal.
Okay. Well, that's metal over here. The shiny part, yeah. That's all right. No one's perfect.
Nobody in this bay.
There's plenty of jokes to keep going on in there. That
All
one
right.
came down at 37 degrees, and a lot of people hit those pull hooks or something like you just did there. Those are the ones that go sprinting over the green.
Yep.
These, I think, would be super usable golf clubs on slight mishits.
That was hit well.
You hit that one hard.
Yeah, a little push, but hit well.
Launch is really good. It's really high. So the shot's a little too far to the right. That carried 190, so you're going to get a 195, 200 yard kind of shot out of that one, depending on the greens that you play. So you're hitting these a lot further than your typical ones, which I would expect.
Yep.
But on the mishits, that's where these are a whole lot better.
Yeah, for
So I
sure.
like the looks of these. I think they look pretty cool. And if you're someone who hits it too high, slices, needs more distance, does that sound familiar? Do you think anyone who might be watching this?
Not for me.
This would
but
be a really
yeah.
good one. Even the best players, I think that SIM2 is a really nice iron for someone who's a good player and doesn't mind having a little more ball speed. How was
I like
that?
it. A little low again.
Yeah, a little low.
I'm
That's where
50-50 on these, a little
that's
low.
where I think you're going to get a little better ball speed on those. So if you're interested in these are available at your local GOLFTEC. So the best advice I can give you, as always, find a local GOLFTEC coach near you.